Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Kevin Costner's new Yellowstone show will be a harsh reminder of John Dutton's disappointing fate. Kevin Costner returns to the world of Yellowstone in February 2025, but the new series only proves how frustrating and disappointing his character's John Dutton's fate was in Season 5, Part 2. As many remember, Costner left Yellowstone after the Season 5, Part 1 finale. Reports claimed that Part 2's lengthy filming schedule was too demanding for Costner, who wanted to be able to focus on other projects. In addition to scheduling conflicts, creative differences, and other behind-the-scenes drama between Costner and Yellowstone showrunner Taylor Sheridan reportedly led to the actor's exit from the neo-Western drama. So the cast of Yellowstone Season 5, Part 2 had to go on without Costner. Since his character was the face of the show, though, the premiere had to explain his absence. Many speculated about John's fate in the months leading up to the first episode of Season 5, Part 2. Some thought John would die, while others believed the character would be out of the state. Unfortunately, many viewers' worst dreams came true. The good news is that Costner is returning to the Yellowstone franchise. The bad news is that his character's ending will follow him wherever he goes. Starting on Saturday, February 8, Kevin Costner appears in the three-part documentary Yellowstone to Yosemite with Kevin Costner. The docuseries airs on Fox Nation, dropping episodes weekly. Costner serves as the host and executive producer of Yellowstone to Yosemite with Kevin Costner, which centers around his journey to walk the same path as Theodore Roosevelt and John Muir did during their Yosemite expedition in 1903. Unfortunately, the Fox Nation docuseries isn't by Taylor Sheridan, nor does it bring back John Dutton. Nevertheless, viewers get to see Costner back in his element. Throughout Yellowstone to Yosemite with Kevin Costner, the actor explores the historic journey that helped reinforce and strengthen the national park system in the United States, per the National Park Service. Given his involvement in Yellowstone to Yosemite with Kevin Costner, it's clear that Yellowstone meant a lot to Kevin Costner. So while exciting, the new docuseries only makes John Dutton's death more frustrating and heartbreaking. It reminds viewers what could have been if Costner hadn't left Yellowstone before the ending. Everything would have been different. Unfortunately, that is not the reality we live in, and John is truly dead in the Yellowstone universe. Kevin Costner's upcoming show, a gripping Western drama set to premiere in the coming months, is expected to be a harsh reminder of John Dutton's tragic fate. Fans of Yellowstone have already been haunted by the twists and turns of the Dutton family's troubled legacy. But what they don't know yet is how Costner's new series will shed new light on the fallout from the events that ultimately sealed the fate of the iconic Dutton patriarch John. It's hard not to think about the character John Dutton when discussing the new series. His role in Yellowstone has left an indelible mark on viewers, and Costner's portrayal of him, a stoic, ruthless man attempting to protect his family and land at all costs, has only deepened the sense of inevitability about his tragic ending. As fans know, John's final years were marred by betrayals, unspeakable losses, and the erosion of everything he fought for. His tragic downfall, once a symbol of the undying power of the Dutton dynasty, ended with an empty legacy, his last moments serving as a bittersweet reminder of the price of power and pride. Costner's new series will undoubtedly echo that somber conclusion, offering fans a painful yet necessary reckoning with John's fate. The premise is set in a landscape both familiar and eerily distant from the ranching empire of the Duttons, a new, rugged frontier, but this time it feels even more unforgiving. If Yellowstone was about preserving the land and family legacy, Costner's latest series seems poised to tell the story of what happens when those legacies crumble, when the Dutton name fades into obscurity, and when a sense of destiny is completely lost. But it isn't just a tale of regret and loss, it's also one of redemption, of learning from the past and grappling with the ghosts of those who came before. The harsh reminder that Costner will likely invoke centers on the idea of generational consequences. John Dutton's life was marked by the choices he made, the alliances he forged, and the bloodshed that followed. Each of his actions, while heroic in their own right, has led to a mountain of unresolved guilt. Costner's new show will explore how that guilt manifests, how it echoes through time, affecting not just John, but the future generations who will never escape his shadow. At its core, this new show will reflect the dangers of clinging too tightly to the past. John Dutton's obsession with maintaining control over the land, his family, and the cattle ranching legacy blinded him to the inevitable changes coming to the American West. In the same way, Costner's new characters, some of whom may bear a resemblance to John himself, will be forced to reckon with the ever-changing world around them. What happens when the rules of the land are no longer governed by tradition and bloodlines? What happens when the family name no longer holds power or sway? These are the questions that will linger as the show unfolds. This harsh reminder of John's fate isn't just a reminder of his personal loss, it's a commentary on the erosion of traditional values in the modern world. Costner's new series will confront viewers with the stark reality of what it means to live in a world where family loyalty isn't enough to protect you from the harsh realities of life. John Dutton's undoing wasn't just a matter of enemies closing in. His own family became fractured, with loyalty being tested at every turn, and in that fracturing, the hope of keeping the Dutton name intact was lost. The bitter pill Costner's new show will make clear is that no matter how hard one fights to preserve the past, it's a losing battle in the face of inevitable change. In the emotional crux of Yellowstone, John's biggest enemy wasn't just the land developers or the greedy politicians, it was his own inability to adapt to a world that had long since moved past him. His inability to change, to let go, ultimately led him down a path of isolation, bitterness, and a harsh realization that his legacy was not what he thought it was. Costner's new series will likely explore that same theme, but from a different angle. Perhaps from the perspective of someone younger, someone caught in the balance between honoring tradition and embracing progress. Costner's character in the new show will likely serve as a reflection of John, though with a twist. Where John Dutton's journey was marked by his failure to pass on wisdom to his children in a way that would have helped them survive, the new show will bring the lessons learned from that failure to the forefront. These characters, living in the harsh landscape of a modern frontier, will be confronted with the legacy of the Duttons, but in a way that highlights the consequences of John's choices. It's a dark mirror of the Dutton legacy, one that might not end in bloodshed, but one that still reaps the bitter fruits of a past filled with sacrifice and loss. Perhaps the most painful part of Costner's new series will be the slow realization that John Dutton's tragic fate wasn't just inevitable, it was deserved. Throughout Yellowstone, John's moral compass often wavered, his justifications for his actions growing murkier with each passing season. There's a level of personal betrayal and regret that Costner's character will likely mirror in his own journey. The viewer will be forced to confront the truth. The very traits that made John Dutton a formidable force in the first place were also the ones that ultimately destroyed him. And perhaps the cruelest irony is that the very world John tried so hard to preserve no longer exists by the time of his death. In a way, Kevin Costner's new series will act as the ultimate postscript to Yellowstone, a somber reflection on the choices made, the sacrifices endured, and the heavy cost of living by the sword. It will offer a new chapter in the saga of the Dutton family legacy, reminding viewers of the price of stubbornness, pride, and the refusal to change. The shadow of John Dutton will loom large, and his legacy, both tragic and inspiring, will linger, leaving viewers with a harsh but necessary lesson. The past is a weight that can never truly be shrugged off. The story of the Duttons and Costner's new show will make sure of that.